Recording in progress.
What if there's something you haven't learned yet that could change everything? Welcome, everyone. I am Sherry Elise, a five-time published author and host of the award-winning talk show Good Morning Joy. And I am here in partnership with Brave Healer Publishing to introduce you to some of the amazing authors in one of their newest books, Journal of a Visionary: Strategies for Next Level Mindset and Manifestation. And before I introduce you to these wonderful people sitting in front of me, I want to give a shout out to their lead author, who just so happens to be the CEO of Brave Healer Publishing, Laura DeFranco. Laura, thank you so much for bringing this project into the world. I know that there are visionaries watching this right now, people who don't know that they're visionaries, ones who feel stuck. And I know that these stories and these strategies are going to help so many of them to unlock their potential or what is standing in their way. So thank you so much for that. So let me share with you a little bit about our authors today. We've got Anne-Marie Toss. She is a best-selling author, a Reiki master and teacher, and spiritual guide empowering conscious living through energy healing, chakra wisdom, and holistic transformation. We have Jonathan Probert. He is the founder of Systems Success Pro, where he builds AI operating systems for coaches and consultants losing their best hours to admin. And finally, we've got Kathleen Mitchell, a master NLP mindset transformation coach, Reiki master, and hypnotherapist. She helps women over 45 get from chaos and overwhelm from their negative emotions and limiting decisions of the unconscious mind. Welcome, everybody. So excited to have you all here. As I mentioned, uh, you know, obviously, this book is about visionaries. And one of the things that Laura always calls all her visionary friends crazy, badass aliens, just for the fact that no matter what is going on, you show up every single day again and again and continue on your mission. So I just want to give gratitude and a shout out for being those people, for being those aliens. I'm going to start with you, Anne Marie. Talk to us a little bit about your chapter, share with us the name and number, and I'd love to know your why behind writing it.
Thank you. I'm actually really proud of this chapter. It is chapter 5. It's called Uplifting Purpose: Tools to Help You Remember Who You Are. And I think it's a few steps of my journey to get where we are to today. There's a few really key components to the chapter. And yeah, like I say, you are not your perceived damaged self. We are all perfectly designed, and awareness is all that is needed.
Hmm. So, share with us, without giving away the whole chapter, a little synopsis of what people can expect from reading this.
Right. Um, well, you're going to practice your awareness and becoming present. You're going to do some breathing exercises, hopefully, if you feel up to it. And you are going to feel your feelings. That's just a few of the components. Some of the others are a little more interactive.
Yeah,
So,
I loved your story. Well, one of the things that I love about, or the main thing that I love about all of Laura's books, is that everyone so vulnerably and bravely shares their story, but also gives strategies and tips and tools for people to be able to transform, to walk away with tangible things. And what I love specifically first about your story was how you brought us right into your world. And you can relate so much with, I think, with so many of us, how we talk to ourselves, at least at some point in our lives. Uh, Share with us a little bit about that voice inside and how that has led you to where
uh,
you are now.
well, I don't really want to remember how my brain worked in those days, but
Yes.
I talked a lot about the monkey mind and the monkey
Hmm.
brain, and they weren't kind thoughts. And they were quite judgmental and harsh. I think, what did I say? Disgusting, relentless thoughts about myself. And so, using the steps that I've provided in here, I've been able to, and it's not overnight. I feel like everything's a practice. And it's just a matter of, again, awareness is key. So, recognizing the crazy monkey mind thoughts you have and acknowledging them. Don't try to push them away. They're there, acknowledge them, and then replace them with something that's good.
Yeah. The reason why I brought up about that voice is because I think whether you're a visionary or not, I think we often have these voices, however they sound, that hold us back from
Yeah.
doing and being who we are. So your chapter very beautifully allows people to return to, as you said, who they really are and be
Yes.
able to ground and center themselves back. So thank you for that.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to go right to you, Kat. Share with us the name of your chapter, chapter number, and a little bit about the chapter and your why.
Ooh, so my chapter is chapter 6. When your purpose no longer lives, permission to return to self. And where this came from was I was a caregiver for 10 years for different family members, and in most cases, end of life. And it was really feeling like that was where my purpose landed. And then when all that ended, it was really figuring out who I was and what that next journey or path was forward.
I I was a caregiver just last year for my father, and as he journeyed with ALS, and it wasn't for the amount of time that you did that. And I just know I was so related. I know that just in those months alone, when you wake up every day and you have that purpose to care for someone else, to be left with, well, what about now? Who am I now? And I thought again, and I saying inspiring, beautifully weaved that in. What is your what was your specific why? Why did you want to share this with people?
I wanted to share it, one, so people know that they're not alone on this journey, because there are so many of us that step onto that path without even knowing what to expect, what that journey is going to hold, and some of the pain and sorrow that comes with it. And also, it was in some ways a release for me because it's still fairly new. That journey ended in 2024 for me.
Mhm.
And it was that what's next and how do I now shift that identity and shed that identity of caregiver to move into that next phase, that next chapter, that next journey of who I am.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that. I know that living it wasn't easy, isn't, and even finding yourself every day and being able to have that vision for yourself. And so you expertly share strategy as well. Can you give us a little tip that you might have shared in your chapter?
I'm like that tip that I shared in my chapter.
That
I I know that there is some different prompts as to really stepping into that path of discovering self again and really
yeah.
connecting with that inner self. And it's the deeper work of really grounding and being truthful with, what the experience is.
Yes.
Without going into total
Yeah,
detail,
yeah,
because
no,
I
I
would
don't want
have
to
to
give it
read
away,
it
but no,
again.
that's really helpful though for people who know that they may not have a clear vision for themselves, or maybe they
Right.
have too many. So being able to have that strategy to be able to come back and self-reflect was wonderful. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, and know that it's not going to be perfect.
Right.
We're ever changing every minute, every hour of the day. So things will, transform and come out as they come out.
Yep. But Jonathan, welcome. Share with us a little bit about your chapter and your chapter name and all the good stuff.
Sure. My chapter is chapter 22. It's called The Freedom AI Brings to Visionaries, a guide on hands-off productivity. And in the chapter, I go on about my own mental health struggles and just getting things done in general, and how, especially for your business, AI can make things as easy as possible to get things done. And I go into just some simple prompting tips on how to uh, really get the most out of AI.
Do you find that visionaries specifically when they when they allow AI into their world, that they open up more space for them to do their work in the world?
Oh, for sure. I mean, why would you spend your time doing admin when you can have AI do it for you, and then you're spending more time on doing the stuff you love? Setting it up for people gets them back into the things that they enjoy, or in terms of this book, really going and driving for their vision, you know?
Yeah, and I loved how you shared. I'll be honest, when I was reading your chapter and you were talking about the travel and being on a boat and doing that, I was like, okay, I want this lifestyle. And your prompts at the end, your strategies are so helpful. I am going to use them, especially, you shared YouTube. Like they were as well expert prompts and ones that I know that I have used AI and I'm like, oh my God, it just built me a website. So there are amazing things and I love that just the way that you laid it out for us to open up more for us to be able to impact the world as visionaries.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. So, the mark, I'm going to stick with you here. They say that the mark of a mastermind or a master is often using a beginner's mind. And a lot of visionaries use curiosity as a superpower. Is there a superpower that you would say that you have or use to be able to serve people every day?
Uh, it's a bit of a weird one, but I definitely have one. I know that I'm good at taking a whole bunch of information and being able to make some sort of sense of it pretty quickly. And where that helps me with my work and small businesses is really being able to see where their systems and processes are, what's wrong with them, and where AI can really take over. So we're not just guessing at where we start with the AI stuff. Um, we're really going in and trying to target, the stuff that you really shouldn't be doing, but it's also taking up the most of your time, where it can just be handed off to AI.
Well, I definitely don't think that's weird. I think that is a superpower to be able to have that sight, to be able to look and know that pretty quickly. I think there's a lot of us that would love that, but I guess that's why we hire you. What about you, Anne Marie? Is there a superpower that you would say that you engage with every day to help you serve?
Um, I'm not sure. I think so. I think I have a few, maybe not superpowers. I don't sort of see one being above the others, but I feel like I'm a good listener.
Hmm.
I feel like I really pay attention because I talk about awareness. So I really feel like I pay attention. So some people feel, well, we all can feel like we're not being heard or seen or whatever. And I feel like I really offer that as a way of just acknowledging and seeing you for where you're at.
You
Is that a
know,
superpower? I'm
it
not sure.
is. It is. I'm like, yes. Do you know how many people don't listen? So to be, I mean, there's so much happening in the world and people are
Yeah.
constantly moving and going. So to be able to offer that space, and especially if you're not paying attention and listening, how is it that are you going to grow something and create impact in the world? So it's 100% a superpower. Kat, what about you?
Well, listening is definitely a superpower and really having that compassion and empathy because so many of my clients have experienced that trauma, even though they are ready to really shift from that traumatic connection into what's waiting for them on the other side and what that possibility is that exists. And so the listening is important and valuable in so many ways to really make those connections of what they're wanting and how to help them move forward.
Yeah, you unlock their potential for them by allowing them to see for themselves what they can do. I feel
Hmm.
like all of you guys have like should be having your capes here with your because those are, and I think we often underestimate what we do because it comes so easy for us
Hmm.
and naturally. I remember just thinking someone telling me that my positivity and optimism was, and isn't everybody that way? But it's not, so it's really embracing that because it is what is creating more impact in the world and helping people to return to themselves, to be their best selves, to have the freedom that they need in their lives. So I'm going to stick with you here, Kat. I know that there are people who are watching right now who have a lot of ideas. And as a visionary, we often we often are getting downloads all the time. What would you say to someone about what is it that you do specifically to know whether to let that idea or vision go or to follow through and take action on it?
Ooh, as one that does have that challenge with brilliant idea syndrome, it is really understanding if the ideas that are coming through are in alignment with the direction that I'm going, or whether they are noodles that don't need to be on my wall right now. Um,
I love that.
So just to paint that picture, I've thrown a lot of
Don't-
noodles on the wall,
yeah.
and I've learned that I don't need to experience and experiment with every idea that comes through in every given moment.
Yeah. I think it's hard for people because when you come up with that idea, you're often so passionate and excited about
Mhm.
it, and you want to follow that trail of everything. So for you, just question, when you say alignment, is it something that you feel in your body? Is it, value based? Is it what does that look like for you?
It's a sense and a feeling in my body
Hmm.
and alignment with my values, and really, staying true to my values and not going, well, I could experiment with that,
Hmm.
because that takes my focus away.
Right.
And when we allow for that shift in focus, then we tend to, for me, I lose the direction that I'm going in.
Hmm.
And then
Yep.
I end up with a bunch of distractions that don't get me to where I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so good. What about you, Jonathan? How do you decide what you are going to take action on from all your ideas?
I may very research something until I have every piece of information now. Kind of person for taking action on stuff. Um, so in terms of getting stuff done like that, just going back to AI, I can ask all of my questions and have the entire internet searched in less than a day, especially when it would take me, multiple days to figure something out. And then on top of that, even just like a first try at something is also much, much faster. So, in terms of just if you wanted to spam try a whole bunch of ideas, you can get a lot of stuff done and see what really works very, very quickly nowadays.
And do you find yourself like, does it have to excite you? Because AI is going to give you, I imagine, a bunch of answers to everything. So you would have to, follow through. Is there some sort of, this is still exciting to me, or how does that look for you?
In terms of what I want to pursue in the first place,
Hmm.
that's generally where I start. If I have a whole bunch of ideas, I generally go with the one that is the most exciting to me. Um, just because I know I can, if it works, I can stick with it, and if it ends up
Yeah.
not working, it's fine. Didn't take me that
Yeah.
much time, and I can move on very quickly.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I asked that because for me, I get a lot of ideas and then I want to take action on everything, of course. But if there's another day that comes in and there's something about it that feels heavy, or there's too much to do around it, that'll immediately, I've learned, I was like, okay, that's a no for you then. So, what about for you, Anne Marie?
I'm a little bit like that too, Sherry.
Hmm.
I wake up and I go, oh, I can do A, B, C, D, E, and I love all of them. And and then I'm not working on what I am supposed to be working on for one, so I'm distracted. And
Hmm.
then the next day I wake up and I go, I spent all day on something that was not in alignment, like Kat said, with where you want to go. So sometimes we just have to allow it, and
Hmm.
like I say, feel your feelings. It's just flow through how it goes, get back on track. We're allowed to segue a little bit and just get back in alignment, and keep it simple and don't judge ourselves, because I think we like to go, you know, I should
Should have.
have. So we
Yeah.
should all over ourselves. So I just feel compassion is really important too. But seize
100%.
the moment. If you feel excited about something, one of my other things is meditating. So quite often I'll just go, okay, I want to do it all, and I want everyone to come with me. And what is reasonable in this time? So I need to sort of go inside and find out what's in alignment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. And compassion too. That has been such a game changer, I think, for all of us is we're
Yeah.
human. We're gonna take paths that may not be, the best, but maybe in that moment it's what we wanted, and then just picking up and learning from that. So
Hmm.
I love that. What is and this, I'm gonna stick with you. What is the most important thing for those who are going to read this book, which I know they're here watching? What is the most important thing that you want people to know? I'm going to go right off your chapter title about remembering who you are.
I think it's continuing on the same vein is to remember who you are, um, acknowledge the monkey brain, acknowledge the distractions, and just bring yourself back to center and just keep it simple, and don't judge yourself so hard because it's the world around us is doing that for us wherever you look. So if you can just stay focused in your lane, what can I do? Where should I be? What should I be focusing on? Then you've got your little train in motion and you're doing what's on your path in front of you.
Love that. Jonathan, what's the most important thing that you want people to know about AI and the freedom that it brings?
I think it's that if you are struggling to do something in your business or, I mean, even in your own life, that there are multiple different kinds of tools that you can be utilizing to either do it for you completely or get like a good chunk of it done so you're not, struggling in wherever you're struggling.
Thank you. And thank you for giving us the permission to not have to do it all. I think especially when an idea is ours and we have this vision of it, we often want to have our hands on everything. So to be able to step back and go, okay, let me hand this off so that then I can do what I am actually here to do. So that it was very inspired by that and reminded of that it's time to do that. Kathleen, what is the cat? We're on a friend basis. Kat, what is the most important thing that you want people to know about giving themselves permission to return to self?
I think it's what I want them to know is that we can return to self and that it can be, it might be messy. It might be really getting down into the nitty-gritty of our soul and really digging deep about what we want. And the world needs us to return to self, and really shine our light because, yeah, the energy of our world is a little low right now. And if we're all shining our light and returning to ourselves, we can make it a little brighter.
I love that. And I'll just say for your chapter that what I loved is that you didn't make your path, the caregiving one, off purpose, right? Like then finding that how everything connected to you being able to find where you are right now. So it was this, I felt this acceptance of every journey that we've taken, every path that we've been
Mhm.
on, and they all connect. So that just made me feel like for anyone that's, yeah, and watching and listening is that where you are is where you're supposed to be. And that's, I think, a big exhale for everybody. So thank you. And thank all of you authors so much for what you're doing in the world and for here to share it with us, with everyone. And to our listeners, please know that the Brave Healer community is way more than just a book. It is a generous community who are here to help serve, answer questions, carry on conversations like this one. So if anything that we talked about today resonated with you, please go down to the show notes. All of the authors' links are here, so you can reach out to them. I'm sure that they'll be happy to let you know what they have going on. And then, of course, we hope that you hop on over to Amazon and grab a copy of this book. The link is also down in the show notes. And then lastly, the Brave Healer community wants you to remember that your words will change the world when you are brave enough to share them. It's time to be brave, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you three again for everything.